So in the last class, we were discussing mainly the application of resonance. So let's continue from there. So you have given a question, give the stability order of these four species. So what we need to do, we take the first species, okay, then we will analyze it. So you can see benzene ring is there, okay. To the benzene ring, what is connected? CH2 plus is being connected. So we know it is a carbocation. And to this benzene ring, NO2 group is also connected. So we know that NO2 group has minus M effect. Also, it has minus I effect. So through minus I effect, what will happen? Electron will move towards NO2. If electron is moving in this direction towards the NO2, what will happen to the positive charge? That will keep on increasing. So we know that stability is inversely proportional to what? Stability is inversely proportional to charge density, correct? Stability is inversely proportional to charge density. Now if you look at this species, I can say that here electrons are moving in this direction, means the positive charge over here keeps on increasing. That means charge density is increasing. So if charge density is increasing, then what I can say, stability will decrease. And also minus M effect. So what minus M effect will do? Minus M effect always stabilizes. Please remember this point. Minus M effect stabilizes what charge? You need to remember this. Stabilizes negative charge. Minus M effect, it stabilizes negative charge. And minus M effect, what it will do? What it will do to the positive charge? I can say minus M effect destabilizes. Destabilizes means instability. Destabilizes what charge? Positive charge. Now similarly, you need to tell me what plus M effect will do. Plus M effect, whoever which is showing the plus M effect, it stabilizes positive charge. Okay, and also the plus M effect, what it will do? It will destabilize negative charge. So why it is happening like that? Because we know that minus M effect means those groups which are, what it will do, those groups which are attracting the electrons, they will only show minus M effect. So if minus M effect is present near to a negative charge, what it will do? So here negative charge is there and here a minus M group is there. So this minus M group will attract the electron towards its direction. So what will happen if electrons are moving in this direction? The negative charge density, what will happen to negative charge density? It decreases. Thereby it stabilizes the compound. Now let's take another way. Let's remove the negative charge, okay, and we will take the positive charge. Suppose positive charge is there and there is minus M effect. We know that minus M effect will attract the electron towards its direction. So it will attract the electron in this direction. So here positive charge keep on increasing. That means charge density increases. Then stability, it will decrease. Clear? Now similarly, you can analyze the other one also. Okay, that is the plus M effect. We know that first we will take the positive charge. So positive charge is taken and you are connected to a plus M group. Okay, so if it is connected to a plus M group, what plus M group will do? Tell me. Plus M group will donate electrons basically. So what will happen here? Here positive charge is present and electrons are coming near to it. That means negative charge is coming near to it. So positive and negative will get neutralized. That is charge density is decreasing. So charge density decreases, the stability will increase. Clear? Now let's analyze this by connecting this to a negative charge. So if you are connecting this to a negative charge, what will happen? Now please analyze the same way. Again, we know that plus M effect, what it will do? It will donate electrons. So it will donate electrons. So electrons will come here. So the negative charge density over here increases. So charge density increases means stability decreases. That is the reason why I have told like this. So please remember this. You can note down in your notebook. Very, very important point. Okay. And one more point you need to remember. Plus M as well as minus M effect. Okay. Is absent, is not present, absent in meta position. Why? because when we were drawing the resonating structures, we could see the plus charge or minus charges, they are moving from ortho, then to para, then to ortho. It is not moving to the meta position, correct? So please remember this. So now let me rub this one. Now let's go to the next species. Okay. So it's very important. It's a fundamental or core point you should remember. Okay. Okay. So we'll go to the next point or the next option given here in the question. Okay. So the next one that is given here is this one. You can see again you have a benzene ring. Okay. You have a benzene ring that is connected to a CH2 plus. Okay, it is connected to CH2 plus and also it is connected to chlorine. Now what are the effects of chlorine? We again know that chlorine, it has what effect? We know that it has minus I effect and it also has plus some effect, correct? But this is the, now we can, some students will say, sir, here plus charge is present. So we know that plus sum will stabilize this positive charge. And we know that minus sum effect, it will attract the electron in this direction and it will destabilize it. So which is more prominent here, sir? You already told me that resonance is greater than hyperconjugation greater than inductive effect. So can I take here plus sum greater than minus I? So please remember, I have also told one exceptional case. In the case of halogen alone, please remember minus I effect is dominant over plus sum effect. So if minus I effect is dominant over plus sum effect, what will happen here? Electrons are moving in this direction. That should be considered as, that should be considered in greater magnitude. So if electrons are moving in this direction means plus charge over here keep on increasing. That is making this compound unstable. So I can say that first compound is anyway more stable than the second one. Okay. Now let's go and take the third species. So in the third species you can see again, okay, you have a benzene ring like this. And what is connected here? CH2 plus is connected, correct? CH2 plus is connected and there is a CH3 group is being here. Now I know that CH3 group, it has what effect? Plus I effect and also it has hyperconjugation. So through plus I effect means it will donate electrons in this direction, so making this compound stable. Also through hyperconjugation, also whenever positive charge comes, hyperconjugation stabilize that species. We will see hyperconjugation next. So through both effect, this compound is getting stabilized. So that means this compound is more stable. So earlier I have told one point that went wrong. Here the first species that is shown here, it is the most unstable one. Why? Because minus M effect is also destabilizing the plus charge, correct? Minus I effect is also destabilizing the plus charge. So that means in both, due to minus M effect as well as minus I effect, the charge density is keeping on increasing. That means this is the least stable. It is least stable. Okay, so I can say second species is more stable than this one. Now when I am comparing this second one and third one, I could understand here minus I effect is more dominant than plus sum. So because of that this is unstable. But comparing with the first one, here minus I and minus M is making this compound unstable. That's the reason why first one is less stable than the second one. But comparing to the third one, I know that this is stable species because plus I and hyperconjugation is stabilizing the positive charge. So it will come like this. Now the last one. So in the last one you have benzene ring again connected, okay, and this is connected to what charge? CH2 plus charge. Okay, now here also we know that this is connected to OCH3 methoxy group. So this methoxy group has plus M effect and methoxy group has partial little bit minus A effect. But we know that always plus M effect dominates over minus I effect. Please remember this. This is very, very important. Okay. So here you can ask me one question. So here plus sum is dominating. So we know that resonance is more stable than hyperconjugation, which is more stable than inductive effect. So that is the reason this becomes more stable than this one, even though there is minus I effect, because here plus sum is a more dominant effect. So the answer should be which one? We can say the stability order will be fourth one will be more stable than the third one, which is more stable than the second one, and which is more stable than the first one. This will be the correct order. Okay, is this clear for everyone? Okay, now let's go to the next question and try to understand this one. Okay, so give the stability order of. So you are given the first species. Now let's start analyzing. So let me redraw it for your convenience. So you have a CH2 plus is present here. So that means it's a carbocation. And what is present here? NO2 group is present. So we know that NO2 group has what effect? Minus M effect. And also it has minus I effect. Both are present since it is at ortho position. And here minus I effect will be more because it is very close to the plus I effect. And minus I effect is a distance dependent effect. So what is happening here? Due to minus M effect, plus charge will get destabilized. Due to minus I effect, electron will move in this direction and plus charge here keep on increasing. So making this compound least stable. Okay. Now let's go to the next option. So you have benzene ring out there. Okay. So to this benzene ring you have CH2 plus is being connected. And there is NO2 group here. Okay. Now please listen here. Here also NO2 is present, but it is present at what position? Meta position. So there is no minus M effect. So I can say minus M effect is not present because due to meta position. Due to meta position. Now what is present there? Minus I effect. So minus I effect is present. So but minus I effect means it's distance dependent. So NO2 is little bit far away from the positive charge. So I can say it is unstable, but this is anyway more stable than the first one. So I can put it like this. This is more stable than this one. Now going to the third one, you can see. So third one you have again the benzene ring is present like this. Okay. And you have the NO2 group is being connected like this. And you have CH2 plus is present like this. Now listen here. Here NO2 group, it has again what or effect is present? Minus M effect as well as minus I effect is present. Correct? But here minus I effect will be less since it is very much far away. Correct? Minus M will be present because it is at para position. So at para position it is present. So when both these two effects are there, this what it will do? This is destabilizing the positive charge. So that means it is also least stable. Now a question will come. Sir, on comparing the third one with the first one, both of them you are saying least stable. Which one is maximum least stable? I can say first one will be maximum least stable because here both have equivalent amount of minus M effect because here at ortho position and here at para position. But when I am taking the minus I effect, here the minus I effect is dominant and making this electron withdrawal very fast, making it least stable. But here this electron withdrawal is little bit slow since it is far away. So making it little more stable than the first one. So I can say anyway this second species is more stable than the third one also. So what can be the expected order? So I can say from this one last comes the first one, then comes which one? Third one. Okay, then comes which one? You have the second one. So the maximum stable should be the fourth one, because if you see the fourth one, you can see one thing. What is that? So in the fourth one there is no groups being connected here. Impact is very less. So that means only plus charge is present here. So resonance is present between this and this. So making this compound more stable, the most stable one. Okay. So this is the expected, or this is the correct answer. One, I can say the most stable one is fourth one, then third, fourth one. Okay. Then we have the second one. Okay. Then you have the third one, and then comes the first one. Is this clear for everyone, the logic? Okay, but always check the charge, positive charge or negative charge. Based on that only we can say this stability. Now let's look at this one, this question. Again you can see in this question also stability order you need to identify, but here also positive charge is present. Let's see. So you have the first species with CH2 plus, so it is also a carbocation with the positive charge. Now here OH group is connected. Okay, what group is present? OH group is being present. Now what effect does OH group has? We know OH group, oxygen has lone pair, so surely it will donate electron. So OH group has plus some effect, and also OH group has minus I effect. But we know that usually plus some effect will be dominant over minus I effect, except in the case of halogens. So we can say due to plus sum effect, it will donate electrons to the system, making the plus charge stabilized. Due to minus I effect, electron will move in this direction, but plus sum is dominant over minus I. So making this species stable. Now let's take the next one. So in the next question, next option, you can see again the same thing, only the position being changed. You have the CH2 plus is present, okay, and the OH group is being connected to the meta position, correct? So when it is at the meta position, we know that there is no plus sum or minus sum. Even though it has plus sum effect, since it is at meta position, this is not applicable. So I can say not present because meta position. Meta position, correct? Then what effect is only applicable here? Only minus I effect is present. So due to minus I effect, electron will move in this direction. So positive charge present over here increases, that is charge density increases, it becomes unstable. So I can say the first species is more stable than the second one. So this is an unstable species. Now let's take the third one. So in the third one, you have again benzene ring present. Okay, now you have CH2 plus is present here. Okay, so and OH group is connected here. So you can see here the OH group is present at para position. So at para position means the plus sum effect is applicable, and also it has minus I effect. But here the impact of minus I effect is less because it is far away from the positive charge. So it will attract the electron, but it will not attract the electron like that is at the ortho position. So I can say this is also stable one. Okay, so this is a stable one than the second one. Now comes the question, sir. First one is also stable, second one, third one is also stable. Which is more stable? I will say third one is more stable. Why? Because here the minus I effect is less. So because of that, if minus I effect is less on positive charge, then that is more stability. Here the impact of minus I effect is more because it is very close to the positive charge, and we know inductive effect is distance dependent. So my order will be third one will be the most stable one, correct? From this one, then comes which one? First one, then comes you have second one is there. We will also analyze the fourth one. So in the fourth one you have just the benzene ring, okay, and you have CH2 plus. So this is also stable because there is no effect that is destabilizing it. So I can say first comes third one, then first one, because in these two you are stabilizing by plus sum effect, third one and first one. Okay, but in the fourth one there is no plus sum or nothing. So that's the reason why fourth one comes. But the second one is highly unstable because of minus I effect that is very much dominant. So then comes 2. So this will be the answer. 3, 1, 4, 2. Okay. Here a comparison is required. If you compare it correctly, then only you will be able to answer it. Okay. Now let's try out the next question. Here there is a big difference is there. Here you can see in this question, instead of carbocation, carbanion is there. Then the whole logic will change. Listen. So in the first species, you have CH2 minus is present. Okay. And you have NO2 group is present at para position. Now we know that NO2 group has what effect? Minus M effect, and it is at para position. So it is applicable, and also it has minus I effect. Now we know that here negative charge is present. So here to make this compound stable, the negative charge density should decrease. So here minus M effect, what it will do? It will stabilize minus charge. Why? Because minus M effect will attract the electron towards that group. So if electrons are attracted towards the group, what will happen? The electron charge density decreases. Now minus I effect also will do the same thing through sigma bond. So through both effect, the charge density over here decreases and making this compound stable. Okay, if plus charge was there, the opposite will happen, correct? Now next species if you take, okay, so you have a benzene ring. Okay, so in this benzene ring you have CH2 minus is there and you have chlorine is present. Now what chlorine will do? Chlorine, it has minus I effect, we know that, and chlorine also has plus M effect. But we know in the case of halogen, minus I effect is dominant over plus M. So because of this, electrons will move in this direction most prominently and making the charge density over here decreasing. So if charge density decreases, this compound will become stable. But when comparing 1 and 2, I can say here two effects are helping this compound to make it stable. Here only one effect is helping to make it stable. So I can say 1 is more stable than 2. Now let's go to the third one. So in the third one, you can see benzene ring is there. Okay. And you have CH2 minus is being connected here. And to this, you have CH3 is connected. So what CH3, what and all effects CH3 have? CH3 have plus I effect and hyperconjugation. We know that hyperconjugation has a role only when there is positive charge. But in this question you have negative charge. So here hyperconjugation we don't need to consider. Okay, please remember that hyperconjugation only stabilizes positive charge and hyperconjugation does not have any impact on the negative charge. So we need to consider only the plus I effect. So by plus I effect, we know that this will donate electrons to here. So electrons are moving in this direction. So the charge density over here increases. If charge density increases, the species will become unstable. So I can say that this is a less stable compound. Okay. Now both of these are more stable than this one. Okay. Now let's take the last one. So in the last one, you can see you have a benzene ring, okay, that is being connected like this, and you have CH2 minus is present here, okay, and you have OCH3 is present. Now we know that OCH3, what effect it is? It is methoxy group. It has plus M effect and also little bit minus I effect, and we know that plus M effect dominates over minus I. And this is present at para position, so this is present, plus M effect is present. But plus M effect, what it will do? Plus M effect will only stabilize positive charge. Plus M effect destabilizes minus charge. Why? This plus M effect will donate electron. So it is donating electron means the charge density over here increases. So making this compound unstable. So I can say that this is the most unstable. Why? Because this is getting unstable by what effect? Plus M effect. And we know that plus M effect is a dominant effect. Here this is becoming unstable by plus I effect. Comparing plus M and plus I, who has more effect? Plus M. That's the reason why this is becoming most unstable. So what is the expected order? Most stable one is which one? I can say the first one is the most stable. Correct? Then who is the next stable one? We can say second one. Okay, then who is the most stable one? Third one. Then comes the fourth one. So this is the decreasing order of stability. Is this clear for everyone? Okay, now let's go to the next question. Please everybody, please start thinking, then only you will be able to do these questions. Okay, so in this question you can see again stability order is being asked here. So you have the benzene ring is here, see here the benzene ring, okay, and this is connected to CH2 minus, okay, and you have a nitro group is being connected here. Now you need to tell me what effect nitro group has. Nitro group has minus M effect and also it has minus I effect. Minus M effect is there since it is present at ortho position. So we know that minus M effect, what it will do, it will attract the electron. towards its side. So to minus I effect also, electrons will be moving from CH2 minus to NO2. Okay, so these two effects are helping the compound to attract the electron towards its direction. So if electrons are moving from here to here, the negative charge density present here decreases, making the compound stable. So I can say this is maximum stable. Why? Because through both effects it is trying to remove the negative charge from CH2, thereby making the compound stable. Now let's go to the next species. So there also you have the benzene is there, then it is connected to CH2 minus. Okay, and you can also see nitro group is being connected at the meta position. Since it is connected at the meta position, we can say even though NO2 has minus M effect, but here it is not present. Why? Because it is at a meta position. So here only what effect will be present? Minus I effect will only be present. But we know that minus I effect will attract the electron towards its direction, towards the group's direction. So here electrons are moving in this direction. So charge density, negative charge density over here decreases, making it stable. But we know that in the first one, both minus M and minus I is helping to remove the negative charge very fast. But here only minus I is helping. So we can say that first one is more stable than the second one. Now let's go to the third one. So in the third one, you can see again the benzene ring is being connected. Now this benzene ring has CH2 minus is present. Okay, and you have NO2 group present at para position. Now tell me, NO2 group, what effect it has? We know it has minus M effect, and also it has minus I effect. Here minus M is applicable. Why? Because it is at para position. So through minus M effect, it is attracting the electron in this direction, and also through minus I effect, it is attracting the electron in this direction. So charge density over here is decreasing, making it stable. But here one problem is there. Some students ask, sir, in comparing 1 and 3, here also both effects are helping the compound to become stable. Here also both effects are helping the compound to become stable. So which one is more stable? I will say first one will be more stable, because through minus I effect it is able to attract the electron very fast, because here NO2 is at a farther position, distance is little bit high, but here the distance is very low. So here minus I effect is very high here, I can say, due to less distance. So I can say this is also stable, but this is less stable than the first one. So my prominent order will be 1, then comes which one? Third one, then comes which one? We have the second one, correct, because this is also stabilizing, and then comes the fourth one, because fourth one does not have any group, so we can say that comes last. Okay, so what I am getting here is the answer is 1, 3, 2, 4 is the expected answer for this question. Clear for everyone? Okay, let's go to the next application, that is acidic strength. How to determine the acidic strength of various compounds. Okay, so we have the next application, that is the acidic strength. We need to find it out. So how we can find the acidic strength? Anybody have any idea? Can anybody tell? We have done this earlier, so the methodology remains the same, but the way we apply will be different actually. Okay, so here if you see, they are asking which among the following give the acidic strength order. In decreasing order we need to identify. So whenever they are asking acidic strength, the first step we need to do here is remove the H plus from the given compound. So we know that here the phenolic derivative, after giving the H plus, it will become phenoxide ion or minus, and you can see NO2 minus is NO2 is present here. Now how we will check whether this is good acid or not? So the concept is very simple. After giving the H plus, if this compound is stable means it is not attracting the H plus back, or if the negative charge density over here decreases, then it becomes stable, correct? So decreases means it will not attract the H plus, so that means it is capable of donating the H plus, then it is a good acid. This is the concept. Now we need to check what? Remove the H plus and check the remaining species is decreasing the negative charge, or it is stable or not. That is what we need to check. Now we can see O minus and NO2 is there. We know NO2 is at para position, so we have minus M effect is present, and you also have minus I effect is present. So through both effect, we know that electrons will move towards NO2. That means electron density on the oxygen atom decreases. That means charge density decreases. That means stability increases. So we can say it is a good acid. It is a good acid. Now let's take the next species. Okay, in the next species again the same phenol derivative. So here also I am removing the H plus. You will get phenoxide ion, and you have the chlorine atom connected to it. Okay, so we know that chlorine has plus some effect, and also it has minus I effect. But halogens are one exceptional case where minus I effect is dominant over plus some effect. So we know that through minus I effect, electrons will be moving in this direction. So charge density on the oxygen atom decreases, but through plus some effect, electron density increases. But minus I is dominant, so huge amount of electrons move in the downward direction. So I can say it is also a good acid. But comparing 1 and 2, I can say first one is a much better acid than the second one. Why? Because here minus M and minus I is stabilizing the phenoxide ion. Okay. Now going to the third one, you can see again, okay, you have phenolic derivative. So after removing the H plus, this becomes phenoxide ion, and you have CH3 group connected here. So what is the effect of CH3 group? We know CH3 group has plus I effect, and also the CH3 group has hyperconjugation. But here minus charge is there, so hyperconjugation is not present. It is not applicable. So plus I effect means it will donate electron to the here actually. So electron will move away from the group. That is called plus I effect. So here minus charge density increases. So if negative charge density increases, what will happen? It will attract the H plus that is donated. So it is not a good acid. So we can say it is a bad acid. Now next we have phenolic derivative. Okay. So you can see here in this phenolic derivative, after O minus you have OCH3 is there. So OCH3 is methoxy, that is having what effect? Plus some effect. Also it has partial minus I. But we know that plus some is dominant over minus I. So what will happen? Plus some will donate electron here. So the electron density on the minus charge keep on increasing. So that means it becomes a bad acid. On comparing 3 and 4, we know fourth one is a very bad acid. Why? Because it has plus some effect. Due to plus some effect, it is becoming bad. It is becoming bad due to plus I, and we know that plus some is always dominant over plus I. So that is the reason this is the worst acid. So what can be the order? Can you tell me the acidic strength order? First one will be stronger acid, then comes the second one, then comes the third one, and the last one, fourth one will be the last. So this will be the expected order. Okay. Now can we go to the next question? So again the question is same type. Give the acidic strength order for 4 species were given. So this is a very important question. So please mark it as important, because there is some exceptions are here. So first of all we will do it in the normal way. Then I will tell why there is an exception. Okay. So let's take the first compound here. Again I will remove the H plus. So I will get phenoxide ion like this, and you have NO2 at ortho position. Now I know NO2 has what effect? Minus M effect, and also the NO2 has minus I effect. And we know all these, through these two effects, it will attract the electron in this direction, and the charge density over here decreases. So once the H plus is released, this compound is getting stable. So I can say this is a good acid. Okay. Now let's go to the next species. So again you have phenolic derivative. Okay. So after giving the H plus, it becomes O minus, and you have the NO2 that is present at meta position. Since NO2 is present at meta position, we know there is minus M effect is not applicable since meta. Now only here minus I effect is applicable. So due to minus I effect, electrons will move in this direction. Charge density over here decreases, making it is a good acid. Okay. Now we will go to the third one. So third one we have para-nitrophenol. So after giving the H plus, this becomes O minus and you have NO2. And we know that here minus M effect is possible since at para position, and minus I effect is also possible. So through both of these effects, electrons are moving in this direction and charge density over here decreases. So making it a very good acid. Okay, now a big question come here, sir. First one also have minus M and minus I making it stable. Here minus M and minus I making it stable. Which one, sir, will make it more stable? So as per our normal convention, we know that minus M effect is same at both places. But when you compare minus I effect, students say that, sir, here distance is very less. So here the electrons will be attracted very fast. Here the distance is very large, so electrons will be attracted little bit slowly. So this is more stable. This is our normal idea. But in this question, there is a special scenario. That is, if you look at the first compound, we have OH, okay, and you have NO2. Here there is another effect that is called electronegative element, hydrogen electronegative element. So there will be hydrogen bonding. This bonding is called intramolecular, okay, intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So because of this intramolecular hydrogen bonding, this compound cannot release the H plus as fast as the third one. So I can say here in this case, third one is a good acid. Then comes which one? After third one, who will come then? Tell me. After third one, the answer will be, we can say first one will come. Okay. Then only second one. Now we'll go to the last one, phenol. So phenol, you know, after giving the H plus, it becomes phenoxide ion. Nothing else is stabilizing this compound. Okay. So the answer is which one here? Now tell me. Third one is more acidic. I hope you understood the reason. Now comes first one. Okay, then comes second one, and then comes fourth one. So very, very important here. The reason why the third one is a better acid than the first one is intramolecular hydrogen bonding in the first species is preventing the compound from removing the H plus. That's the reason why third one is much better. But don't think like first one and second one here intramolecular is present. No, only intramolecular hydrogen bonding is a weak bond. So for comparing 3 and 1 only we will consider this factor. Okay, now let's go to same explanation I have given here. You can go through it. So here, due to intramolecular hydrogen bonding in orthonitrophenol, it is less acidic than paranitrophenol. So please remember this point. What is the effect of intramolecular hydrogen bonding? Because of intramolecular hydrogen bonding, there will be less association because the molecule is internally connected like this. So all the species will stay isolated. So we can say less association. Because of less association, you can give a little amount of heat, it will enter into vapor state very fast. So we can say it has very less boiling point. Okay, you don't want to give more amount of heat. It is more volatile because by giving small heat, it will go to vapor state. And it is less acidic and less soluble in water. Okay. Why? Because of intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Now, if you take paranitrophenol, here you can see here also electronegative element, hydrogen electronegative element. But this electronegative element is from another molecule. So this type of hydrogen bonding, we call it as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular H bonding. Okay. In intermolecular hydrogen bonding, what is happening? One molecule is getting associated with the another one. So we say more association. If more association is there, huge amount of heat is required to break this association. So we say more boiling point. And since it is more associated, it will not enter into vapor state fastly. So we say it is less volatile. Then it is more acidic, we know, because it can easily donate the H plus. And it is more soluble in water. So why? Because in water you have interaction with the water and this species. So there is what sort of hydrogen bonding should dominate? Intermolecular hydrogen bonding should dominate. That is present here. That is the reason it is more soluble in water. Here it is less soluble in water due to intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So please learn this difference. Very, very, very important. Okay. Now let's try the next question. Try out this question and tell me what is the answer for this one. So who can tell that? Okay, let's see. Now I'm taking the first species. Again, acidic strength you need to compare. So take the compound and remove the H plus. So you will get O minus. and you have NO2 group at ortho position, and you have another NO2 group at para position, and you have another NO2 group at ortho position. Now we know that 3NO2 group has what and all effects? Minus I effect as well as minus M effect. Through all these effects, all these people will try to attract the electron. So here the charge density decreases very fast. That means it can donate the H plus. It will not attract the H plus back. So it is a very good acid. Very good acid. So what is its name? It is called trinitrophenol. It is called trinitrophenol, or we can say 2,23246 trinitrophenol. Okay. So next one, if you see here, we can take it, and this is a little more easy. You can easily say here also I am donating the H plus, and you have O minus. You have NO2 at ortho position and another NO2 at para position. Now here I can say there are only two NO2 which will be attracting the electron in its direction. So this is decreasing the negative charge much lesser than this one. So we can say it is a good acid. But which one will be far better one? The first one is more stronger than the second one. Now if I am going to the third one, you can see it still has only one NO2. So that means if you have more minus I effect group connected to benzene ring, then that compound will be more acidic in nature. We will write that conclusion. So here only one NO2 group is there and O minus. So this is only attracting the electron, so making it less acidic. Now last comes phenol. There is nobody to stabilize the phenoxide ion. That's why last it comes. So we can write a conclusion. So if there are more number of minus I group is present in benzene ring, the corresponding compound is more acidic. Clear? I hope this is clear for you. Now let's go to the next set of questions. So here I am going to introduce carboxylic acid derivatives. Okay, everything will be respected to benzoic acid and its substituted acid actually. So whenever I am going to explain the benzoic acid, I should tell you one important effect. Thereafter only I should start explaining the acidic strength of benzoic acid. So listen here, for benzoic acid we have a special case. I am drawing that. Okay, this is basically benzoic acid. Let's compare. So you have benzene ring and you have C double bond O, okay, OH. This is my benzoic acid. Now listen here, after donating the H plus, what will happen? This will get donated, so there will be negative charge coming here, correct? Now listen here, the resonance is present in two types. One type of resonance is, I will draw here, you can see negative charge, single bond, double bond. So we know that whenever negative charge, single bond and double bond is there, negative charge will move towards the double bond. So the first resonating structure I can draw here is like this. Okay, you can see here, you have here double bond O. When this falls into here, double bond will come. When double bond comes here, the valency of carbon will become 5. So this will get polarized and move towards oxygen atom. So you will have O minus. So this is carboxylate ion which will enter into resonance. This is one form of resonance here. The other form of resonance that is happening here is, see here, let me explain. So the other form of resonance happening here is, you can see double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond. So there is a conjugation here. So we know that whenever double bonds are in conjugation, one of the double bond will shift towards another double bond. But here you can see many students will ask, sir, why don't this double bond come downwards? No, because oxygen is more electronegative. So it will pull the pi bond towards its direction. So what will happen? Here minus charge will come. Okay, so here plus charge will come. When plus charge comes here, what will happen? This will shift in this direction. So I can draw another resonating structure. I can show you like this. Let me draw in the downward direction. So another one like this. Okay, so you have see here O minus will come, and here double bond O. So this will come here when minus charge. So here what will happen? Here plus charge, here double bond, here this one, this one. So here next step what will happen? We can see here, you can see here double bond will shift in this direction when positive charge is present here. So you will have this one. So then this will polarize again here O minus, and here O minus. So here positive charge will come like this. So another form of conjugation is present like this. Now the question here is whether the benzoic acid will go in this like conjugation, or will it go in this like conjugation? The answer here is it will go in this way. Okay, in this way. The reason for that is this is resulting in identical resonating structures. This structure and this structure both are similar, but here this will result in non-identical resonating structures, and we know that identical resonating structures are more stable than non-identical resonating structures. And this phenomenon of showing resonance in two ways is called cross conjugation. So because of this cross conjugation, I can say the acidic nature of benzene is, or acidic nature of benzoic acid has decreased. So I can say acidic nature decreased. Why? Because of the cross conjugation, acidic nature decreased. So many will ask me, sir, why acidic nature is decreasing? Because if it exhibits resonance only in this way, it can release the H plus and it can become more stable like this. But it can, since it can exhibit resonance also in this way, the stability of this species is less than this. So that means as a result of this resonating form, its stability is decreasing. So we say acidic nature will decrease because of the cross conjugation. Okay. Now I hope you understood what is cross conjugation. Now I will explain another effect associated with the benzoic acid, that is called ortho effect. What is ortho effect? So let me explain what is ortho effect, then you will understand. Okay, please understand this ortho effect is applicable only for which one? Benzoic acid. Okay, so you can give the heading like ortho effect. Okay, so this ortho effect is applicable only in benzoic acids. Okay, what is ortho effect means? Suppose in benzoic acid, okay, suppose in benzoic acid, okay, see here, suppose in benzoic acid, okay, suppose if it is ortho substituted, here comes any substituent. I am putting that as generally as X, okay, it is not halogen, general substituent. If anything comes here, what this will do is there will be some repulsion between this and this, and we know that for resonance to happen in this line like this, from double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, this carbon atom and this carbon atom, this sp2 hybridized carbon atom, these two should be in one same plane, then only this shifting will happen. But because of this ortho substitution, this carboxylic acid will have a repulsion and this will go in another plane, and this benzene derivative will enter into another plane. And because of that, what is happening? Whenever ortho substitution happens, COOH will go in some vertical plane and benzoic acid, benzene part will go in horizontal plane. Now, whether this cross conjugation will happen here? No, because here now the carbon is in vertical plane and this carbon is in horizontal plane, correct? This is in horizontal plane. Now this cross conjugation will not happen. If cross conjugation is not there, I know this can enter only, this can give only what sort of resonance? Identical resonance through carboxylate anion. So that means it is more stable. So I can say ortho effect increases the acidic nature of benzoic acid. Understood? So in exam, if there is ortho substitution is there in benzoic acid, that one will be super acid than any other thing. So please remember this point, very, very important. Okay, now let's start doing questions. Okay, suppose if ortho question is not substituted, then there is no ortho effect, then you need to do it as normal, like what we have learned until now. Okay, I hope it is clear for you. Now let's go to questions. Okay, so you have the questions. Okay, let's start with. So in the first question, you can see benzoic acid nitro group is introduced. So let me remove the H plus from here. So once H plus is released, it will become carboxylate anion CO minus, and you have NO2 group is there. Now tell me what NO2 group will do to this compound. It is at para position, so we don't need to consider ortho effect. So NO2 group has minus M effect, and also it has minus I effect. Through these two effects, it will attract the electron in this direction. So the charge density over here decreases. So if charge density decreases, this species will become more stable. So that means it can easily release the H plus. So I can say it's a good acid. Good acid. Now let's take the next one. So next one has chlorine substituted. So again the same concept. We will remove the H plus. It will become CO minus, and you have chlorine. So chlorine, we know it has plus M effect and minus I effect. But we know in this special case, minus I becomes dominant over plus M. So minus I is dominant, means electron will move in this direction. Again, charge density decreases. So it is a good acid. But first one is a more better acid than the second one. Why? Because here two effects are helping. This effect is here not helping, because plus M means it will donate electron. But minus I has more prominent effect. So that's why I have kept the net direction and in the downward direction. Okay. Now you have the next one, that is normal benzoic acid. So you have, okay, I should not put arrow here. Okay. So you have here what? After donating the H plus, it will have carboxylate anion. Now we know that there is nobody here, so I can say here this is getting stabilized a little bit. So I can say this is anyway much better acid than this one. Now comes the fourth one. In the fourth one, if you see, you have CH3 group connected there. So after donating the H plus, this will become CO minus, and you have CH3. So CH3 has what effect? Plus I effect and hyperconjugation. But here minus charge, so hyperconjugation is not applicable. So through plus I effect, electron will move towards the minus charge. So charge density over here increases. So it will attract the H plus very fast. So it is a bad acid. Okay. Now comes OH group finally. So if you have OH group is connected there, so what will happen? So again you will have CO minus here. So OH group, what has what effect? We know plus M effect and minus I, but we know that plus M is dominant over minus I. So this will donate electron to here, so making it a very bad acid. Why a very bad acid? Because here plus I is making it unstable here, but plus M is making it unstable. That's the reason. Always plus M has high effect. So this will be like this. So the effective answer will be 1, greater than 2, greater than 3, greater than 4, and greater than 5. This should be the answer for this question. Are you getting it like this? Understanding? So can we go to next question? Okay. So we'll go to next question. Now try to do this question. So here again benzoic acid derivatives are there, but you can see in one of the species ortho substitution is there. So I can say in the first species, so let me draw that. So carboxylate anion. Now here ortho substitution. Don't think who is connected, just to check whether ortho substituted. So it's ortho substituted, so we can say ortho effect. So this will be the stronger acid than any other one. So I can easily put this one. Now next one, if you see, next one you have again carboxylic acid derivative. So CO minus, and NO2 is present at meta position. So when it is present at meta position, only minus I effect is there. Minus M will not come. Why minus M is not there? Since it is meta position, we can say minus M is not there. Okay, there is no minus M effect. So through minus I effect, it will attract the electron in this direction and making it is a good acid, we can say. Now next you have another species. You can see nitro group is present at para position. Okay, and you have carboxylate anion. Now I know that here both minus m and minus I is applicable. So through both effect, electrons will move in this direction. So making it a much good acid. So this will be more acidic than this one. Okay, but the stronger one will be still first one. So I can say my order will be first one will come, then who will come, third one will come, then who will come, then second one will come. Okay, and last this one will come, because in this case there is only benzoic acid is there. There is nobody to stabilize the CO minus ion present here. So the order should be, if this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. The answer should be, who will come first? 1. Okay. Then who will come? Then this one will come. Third one will come. Then who will come? Second one will come. Then fourth one will come. I hope it is clear for you. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask. Okay. Fine. Now let's go to the next one. So we have done that. Now we have next question for you. Again, it's an application of benzoic acid only. Let's try that. So here you can see again an ortho substitution is present here. So if ortho is there substituted, then this benzoic acid will be the stronger one. So I can easily say here in this question, you have COO minus after removing the H plus, and you have methoxy group. Don't look at the effect of these groups now, because this is only ortho substituted. So I can say here this is having ortho effect. Okay, so this is a stronger acid. Now let's take the other one. So you have another one. Again methoxy group is there, but at a different position. I can say it is at meta position. So we know at meta position generally OCH3 has what effect? It has plus some effect, but since it is at meta position, this effect is not applicable. So what is the other effect with OCH3? Minus I effect. So this is only applicable, so this will attract electron. Okay, so making it is as a good acid. It's an acid, but anyway first one will be a stronger acid than this one. Now next comes OCH3 at para position. Let's see. So when it is at para position, again you can say COO minus, and you have OCH3 at the para position. So OCH3 at para position has plus some effect now applicable, and minus I effect is also applicable, but we know plus sum is dominant over minus I. So electron will move in this direction, and minus charge density over here increases, making it a very bad acid. Now last one, you have benzoic acid as normal. So it will remove the H plus, and you have nobody to stabilize this one. So who will be a stronger acid here? Again, if this is one will come first. Then who will be a stronger one? After that, second one, because minus I is stabilizing it one. So I can say second one, if this is second one. Okay, then comes who? Then we know that this is making it unstable, but here nobody is making it unstable. So that's why fourth one will come, then only third one will come. So 1, 2, 4, 3 will be the correct answer. Are you getting it? So ortho first will come, then meta will come, then benzoic acid will come, then only the para will come. Correct? Okay, you have the next question. So in the next question, again the concept remains the same. It's a benzoic acid derivatives again. So again you see here, I am not again drawing it in detail. You can see CH3 group at ortho position. So if it is at ortho position, then ortho effect is present for first one. So surely first one will be the stronger acid. So I can put like this. Then you have meta position, you have CH3. So at meta position CH3, we know it has plus I and hyperconjugation. But here minus charge will come. Minus charge has no relation with hyperconjugation. So hyperconjugation is not applicable. So through plus I effect, it will increase the electron density over here, making it a very bad acid. So we can say it's a bad acid, bad acid. Now you have CH3 at para position. So at para position, you have plus I effect and hyperconjugation still not applicable. So it will also increase the electron density here. But when you compare with meta, this is at a larger distance. So I can say plus I is not that effective as the second one. So I can say this is also a bad acid, but it is not that as bad as second one. So I can say next comes benzoic acid. Here nobody is destabilizing it. So I can say after first one who will come? The fourth one will come. This is second one and third one. Because why second and third is not coming? Because in second and third one there is destabilization happens. Here no stability or no destability. So 1, then 4, then who comes? Then we know third one. Why third one? Because here destabilization is not that prominent, because due to plus I effect is there, but it is at a larger distance. Then comes 2. So the answer should be 1, 4, 3, 2. Are you getting it like this? Please check. So first one ortho effect, then comes benzoic acid, then comes okay, then comes who? The third one, correct? Then comes the other one. Clear? So I hope this is clear for you. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. So in this question you can see, give the acidic strength. Again it's a benzoic acid derivatives. You can see here also, you can see ortho substitution is there. We don't know X, but ortho substitution, we consider X as a halogen. So ortho substitution is there. So I say ortho effect is present here. So if I give this as 1, I can say 1 will be a stronger acid than any one. Okay. Then you have at meta position you have X, and para position you have X. So we know that X is generally having what effect? Minus I effect dominant. If you, even though it has plus sum, in halogen's case minus I is dominant over plus sum. So anyway it will attract electron in this direction. So this will also have minus I and plus sum, but minus I is dominant over plus sum. But we know that here minus I effect will be less because it is at a larger distance. So it will attract the electron very fast in downward direction, making it stable. So I can say 2 will be a much better acid than the third one. 2 will be greater than 3. Then first 3 cases it is stabilizing the carboxylate anion. In the fourth one, benzoic acid, there is nobody to stabilize or destabilize. That's the reason why it will become 4. So 1 greater than, 2 greater than, 3 greater than 4. Is this clear for everyone? Okay. Now let's go to the next set of questions, that is basic strength. We will see that. Okay, so next we will start discussing, until now we were discussing the acidic strength. Let's start discussing some questions on basic strength. Okay, so here you are given aniline derivatives. So what is basically a good base? Please understand that first. A good base is somebody who is capable of donating what? Actually donating electrons. Okay, sometimes they will be donating electrons. Sometimes we can say if they are capable of donating OH minus ions, then it is a good base, or if it is capable of accepting H plus. If any of these 3 conditions is satisfied, we can call that as a good base. Okay, now what we need to see here in this question is, we know that when nitrogen is there, always lone pair will be there, correct? Here and here also the lone pair is present. Now we know that this lone pair can enter into resonance with the benzene ring because it has structure like this. So lone pair, single bond, double bond. So lone pair will shift towards the double bond. So usually in aniline the lone pair is not available for donation, but they are telling, on comparing this 4, can you tell me the basic strength? So listen here. So we can consider other factors. Here in addition to aniline's effect, it has NO2 present. So NO2 means what and all effect is there? Minus M and minus I. So what is this effect? They will attract the electron towards its direction. So we know that the lone pair density over here, or the lone pair over here, decreases because of the minus M and minus I effect. So it is a bad base. Correct. Now if I look at here, it has chlorine. Chlorine has what effect? We know it has plus M and minus I, but in chlorine's case always minus I is dominant over plus M. So again this electron will move towards chlorine. So we can say it is also a bad base. But on comparing 1 and 2, I can say which one is a little more better base. Second one is better than first one, because here both minus M and minus I are against donating the electrons. Here only minus I is against donating the electrons. Now coming to third one, we know CH3, it has plus I effect. So what it will do, it will push the electron away from it. So the electron density over here increases, so it can donate the electron very fast. If it is capable of donating the electron very fast, it is a good base. I can say it is a good base. So this will be a much better base than this one. Now we have OCH3 is connected. OCH3, we know it has plus some effect and minus I effect, but plus some is dominant over minus I usually. So we can say it will donate electron in this direction. It will push away the electrons. So that means it is capable of donating the electron. So it's a very good base. Why I am telling it's a very good base? Because it is donating the electrons through dominant effect of plus sum. But here plus I, always plus sum is more dominant than plus I or minus I, except halogens. Okay, so we can say this is a much better acid than this one. So the expected order is 4, then 3, then comes 2, and then comes 1. This is the correct answer. Okay, now let's go to next question. Do out this question and tell me the answer. So here also you have aniline is present. You need to write it in the decreasing order of basicity. Okay, so tell me what will be the expected order. So here NO2 group is present at ortho position. So we know that it has minus I effect and minus M effect. So through these two effects, it will attract the electron towards it. So thereby this electron cannot be donated very easily. So it's a bad base. Correct. Now here NO2 is present at meta position. So here what is only applicable? Minus I effect. Minus M will not come since it is present at meta position. Correct. So through minus I effect, it will attract the electron. So again, it is attracting the electron, making it less available for donation. But anyway, this is a much better base than the first one. Okay. Now next, NO2 is present at para position. So at para position, you have both minus I effect and you have minus M effect. But through both these effects, it will attract the electron towards NO2 group and thereby making it a bad base. Now compare to first one, this one. Okay, I will number it for your easiness. This is first one, this is second one. Okay, this is third one, and this is fourth one. Now comparing 1 and 3, I can say that here minus I effect is present. Both are having minus M effect, but here minus I effect is more prominent because it is very near to NH2. Here minus I effect is little at a little bit distance, so it will attract the electron little bit less compared to this one. So I can say this is a much better base than the first one. First one is the worst one. Correct. So but second one is much better than third one because second one only have minus I effect. So the expected order is the good base among this one is fourth one. Okay, after fourth one you will have the second one, after second one you will have the third one, then comes the first one. Okay, now fourth one you can easily donate it, there is no one else, so it is a good base. Okay, so the answer is much better base is fourth one. Then comes who? Second one. Second one only has minus I, that is the reason. Then third one and fourth one almost similar, but in third one minus I effect is at a larger distance, so it will attract the electron little bit less. That's why third one. Then comes the first one. So 4, 2, 3, 1 is the correct answer. Is this clear for everyone? Now we will go to the next effect, that is hyperconjugation. Okay, so we have the next question. It's an application question. So we have done almost all the applications of resonance. Okay, so let's see an application question here. You could see here, which nitrogen is most basic, and you are given a structure. So you can see nitrogen 1, nitrogen 2, nitrogen 3. So they are asking which nitrogen is most basic. So as I told, if I want to say a nitrogen is most basic, then what should I say? Then the lone pair that is present in the nitrogen should be what actually? Should be capable of, I should say, should be capable of donation. So that means it can be easily donated. Then I can say it is a good base. This nitrogen is basic in nature. Okay, that is the concept. Now let us analyze. Here you can see nitrogen with a lone pair is present here in the nitrogen 3, and I know that lone pair, single bond, double bond. So what will happen there? We can see that C double bond O with NH2. Okay, so it's an amide basically. So this can easily undergo resonance. So what will happen in the next step? This will form a double bond here, and this will form a charge over here. So I can say its resonating structure is C with O minus, okay, and there will be double bond NH2. Now here if you see, this is the resonating structure. So that means this nitrogen is, this lone pair present in this nitrogen is not available for donation. It is not available. Correct? So I hope you understood. If you look at this structure, you can see this. Correct? This is in resonance with this structure. So this lone pair is not available for donation. Now let's look at the nitrogen 1. So if you see the nitrogen 1, it also have a lone pair, but you can see nearby this is connected to a benzene ring. This nitrogen atom is connected to carbon atom of the benzene ring. So what is the impact of that? We can redraw that structure, so you will understand that. So this benzene ring I am drawing, okay, and you can see here from this part you have nitrogen, and there is hydrogen here, and there is a lone pair, and this is being connected to another one. So here lone pair, single bond, double bond. So I can say this will also enter into resonance. So what will be the resonating structure of this one? So we can say hydrogen here, nitrogen with a positive charge, a double bond here, then this will get enter into resonance. So you will have this double bond polarizing here to become negative charge here, and you can see here remaining structure we can draw like this. So there are more resonating structures, it can come over here, so this will get polarized here. So that means this nitrogen lone pair is also not available for donation. But if you look at the nitrogen 2, we can say that this nitrogen also have a lone pair, okay, but nearby it is not entering into any resonance or anything, and nearby groups we can see carbon here, also CH2 carbon. So this lone pair is available for donation. So which nitrogen is most basic means answer should be option 2 is the correct answer. Clear? Now next we will go to one of the most third effect. We have learned now inductive effect, resonance effect. Now comes the most important one, the second most important one, that is the hyperconjugation effect. It is also called Baker and Nathan effect, or sometimes it is also called no bond resonance. Okay, so basically what is hyperconjugation effect? I can say complete transfer of electron of a CH S bond or sigma bond towards a pi bond or a positive charge or a free electron is called hyperconjugation effect, and it is a permanent effect. You will understand more this in if you look at this diagram. So I am redrawing that diagram. So here you have a carbon atom, okay, that is connected to 3 other hydrogen atom, okay. So we know carbon atom, you can see here. Now near to this carbon atom you have another carbon atom which is having a deficiency. So that means there is a vacant p orbital is there, correct? And the other 2 valencies are hydrogen atom. So this carbon atom has only 6 electrons near its octet, and it has a vacant orbital, and that is represented by the deficiency. Now what will happen here is, when this phenomenon happens, the electrons or the hydrogen atom near to it, okay, it is also present, or the electrons present in this hydrogen atom. It can be this hydrogen atom, this one, or this one. So for easiness I am taking this one. This is present in another p orbital, okay. So what will happen here is, this hydrogen atom will have a tendency, or we can say tendency, to donate this pair of electron towards this vacant orbital. This tendency is called as, physically we can say as hyperconjugation. But how it actually happens here is, we need to check, like if there is a carbon atom with the deficiency is present, then nearby carbon atom has CH sigma bond is present. Nearby carbon atom has a CH sigma bond, then any of these hydrogen atom will leave as H plus. Okay, when it is leaving as H plus, what will happen here? We can say this carbon atom which is carrying the positive charge. Okay, so this is leaving as H plus, assume like that. So when it is leaving as the H plus means it is leaving the pair of electrons here itself. Correct? So this pair of electrons will have a tendency to go over here to form a double bond. So you will get CH2 double bond CH2, so that the deficiency will be lost, and this tendency of this sigma electrons, okay, we can say sigma electrons, to come over here to the vacant p orbital in a deficient carbon atom is called hyperconjugation. And how I can say a compound is more stable via hyperconjugation? Just to check the deficient carbon, near to that carbon is called alpha carbon. If you have more number of hydrogen atom, so here 3 hydrogen atom is ready to move as H plus. So we can say this compound is stable by 3 alpha hydrogen. Okay. For example, suppose I am drawing another figure like this. Let me draw. Then you will get a fair idea how to make use of hyperconjugation. Okay. So you have a figure like this. Let us assume. So you have C plus, okay, and this is connected to carbon, which is having 3 hydrogen atom like this. Okay, and this is also connected to another carbon, which is having 3 hydrogen atom like this, and this is also connected to another carbon atom, okay, and that is connected to 3 hydrogen atom like this. Now you see here, this carbon atom usually has how many electrons? 2, here 4 and 6. So this is deficient, so there is a vacant p orbital here. Now near to this carbon is called alpha carbon. So this is an alpha, this is also an alpha, this is also an alpha. So there are 3 alpha carbons. So how many hydrogen atoms are associated with this one? With this one 3 alpha is there, here also 3 alpha is there, here also 3 alpha is there. So I can say totally 9 alpha hydrogen is ready, okay, ready to move as H plus. So this compound is more stable because there is a greater probability for hydrogen to leave as H plus. And what will happen once it leaves as H plus? This bond, suppose this hydrogen atom is leaving as H plus, let us assume. I'm taking an example. So let us go as an H plus. Then what will happen? This pair of electron will move towards this carbon to help that to move into the p orbital. So in the next step, it will form a double bond here. Okay. So you will get a double bond here. Then what will happen? The deficiency will be lost. This method is called, this process is called hyperconjugation. I hope it is clear for you. Now you can read the definition. The complete transfer of, okay, the complete transfer of electrons of a CH S bond or sigma bond towards the pi bond. It can be towards a pi bond or a positive charge. Now I have explained with the example of positive charge. It can also happen with the example of a pi bond. I will explain that. Or when there is a free electron. This is called hyperconjugation effect. It is a permanent effect. It is also called no bond resonance. Now let us see here on what and all conditions hyperconjugation will come. So the first condition is if there is a CH sigma bond and positive charge are in conjugation. Okay, positive charge are in conjugation, which is attached to a positively charged carbon is called as alpha carbon, and hydrogen atom which is attached to alpha carbon is called alpha hydrogen. So if number of alpha hydrogen is more, then there will be more number of what? Hyperconjugating structures. So more stable will be the carbocation. So you can understand this with this example. Now you can see here a carbon that is having what charge? Positive charge. Then we need to check nearby there is a carbon is there or not. Yes, that means alpha carbon is there. Then check whether hydrogen is present in that. Yes, 3 hydrogens are there. So I can say this carbocation is stable by 3 alpha hydrogen. Now what will happen? Any of this hydrogen can leave as H plus. When first hydrogen is leaving as H plus, suppose assuming, then this bond will move into this and you will get compound like this. Suppose if this hydrogen is moving, then this bond will go here. Suppose this is moving, then this will go here. So I can say this compound can become stable. The same compound you will get by stable through 3 alpha hydrogen. 3 alpha hydrogen. Clear? So one condition we can say is how to check whether hyperconjugation is there. You should have a positive charge in the carbon and nearby carbon should have hydrogen atom. Nearby carbon should have hydrogen atom. Then I can say there is hyperconjugation present here. Okay, this is first condition. The second condition is, okay, if the CH bond and free electron are in conjugation, then there will be hyperconjugation effect. So we can see that. Now here, if you see here, C with 3 hydrogen atoms are present, okay, but this is connected to a carbon atom with 2 other hydrogen atom, but there is no plus charge, instead a free electron is there. In this case also hyperconjugation is there. Here also what will happen here is 3 hydrogen atom here will leave as H dot. So let us assume this hydrogen atom is leaving as H dot. Then what will happen? Now this hydrogen is left as H dot. Then this will have 1 electron. So this electron will move here and this electron will move here, and you will have the same thing, CH2 double bond CH2. This you will get. Now this can be done by even this hydrogen or this hydrogen. So I can say this compound is getting stable because carbon with the free electron is unstable. So now after this one, it is getting to a stable state. So I can say this structure can become stable with the help of 3 alpha hydrogen. 1, 2, 3. Clear? Now the third possibility is whenever there is a carbon double bond carbon is present, and near to that if there is a carbon atom with a hydrogen atom, then I can say always whenever an attacking reagent comes, this double bond has a tendency to polarize. So what will happen? This carbon will become positive and this will become negative. Then again the same condition will happen. Carbon with a hydrogen atom like this, so there is a deficiency. So always these 3 hydrogen atom will have a tendency to help this carbon. So I can say third possibility is if there is a carbon double bond carbon, near to that if there is carbon with a hydrogen atom, then also it will show hyperconjugation effect. So the 3 possibilities I have explained. Okay, now let's see the example for that as well. So you can see here in this case, okay, carbon CH double bond CH2 is there, CH is there. So when this bond is polarizing, so what will happen? Here positive charge will come, here positive charge will come, here negative charge will. When positive charge is seen by this one, then this will leave as H plus and this bond will come over here. So you will get a double bond here, correct? Or even this hydrogen atom can do the same, that is shown here. Even this hydrogen atom can do the same. So that means 3 hyperconjugative structures are there. Since there is no bond present here, we call it as no bond resonance. So one important thing I am going to repeat here, whenever carbon is having negative charge like this, CH2 negative, and nearby carbon atom has hydrogen atom like this, there will be no hyperconjugation. Why? Because this carbon atom does not have any deficiency or vacant p orbital is absent. I can say vacant p orbital is absent. So please remember, carbanions, carbon carrying negative charge will not show hyperconjugation, okay. So you can see here the same thing. So there will be no hyperconjugation effect. Is this clear for everyone? Now let's see the application of hyperconjugation effect. So as I told, hyperconjugation can be used to explain the stability of carbocation or even free radical or even alkene. So how you explain the stability? We can say if the number of canonical structures or the number of alpha hydrogen is very high, then there is more stability for that particular structure. So let's see the example. So you can see here carbon with a positive, it's a star is given here. This star can be here either positive charge or free electron, both. Suppose if it is a positive charge, then what will happen? I can say this is a carbocation. Okay, so now I can say this carbocation is stable. Why? Because near to this carbon there is a carbon and that is having CH sigma bond. 3 hydrogen atoms are there. Here also 3 hydrogen atoms. So this is stable by 9 alpha hydrogen. And when I look at this one, how many alpha hydrogens are there? Here 3 alpha hydrogen, here also 3 alpha. So totally this is stable by 6 alpha hydrogen. So on comparing this one, this has more number of alpha hydrogen. That is the reason why this is more stable than this one. Now coming to this one, you can see nearby this one, so this is alpha, so only 3 alpha hydrogens are available. That's the reason why this is more stable than this one. Here no alpha hydrogen, that is the reason why it is the least stable. Clear? Now look at this question and arrange them in stability. Now I am taking this one, okay, and you can see here CH3 is present and there is a positive charge here or free electron, both are same. Now I am looking at this one. Now you can see, looking at this carbon, nearby carbon is this one, so this is alpha, nearby carbon is this one, this is alpha, nearby carbon is this one, this is alpha, and we know here 2 hydrogen atoms are there to fill the valency. Here also 2 hydrogen atoms are there. So totally 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 3 7. So this structure is stable by 7 alpha hydrogen. Look at this one. Here this is the positive charge. Okay, I'm drawing the figure one more time. This is the positive charge. I know this is also carbocation. So this structure, if you see here nearby, this one is an alpha. This one is also, sorry, not that one. This one is also an alpha. Okay. So how many hydrogen atoms are there? You can see here 2 hydrogen atoms are there, and here also 2 hydrogen atoms are there. So I can say this structure is stable by 4 alpha hydrogen. Now look at the last one. So you have a structure like this, okay, with the CH2 plus. Now you can see near to this one, this is the alpha hydrogen. This is the alpha hydrogen, alpha carbon. So this is connected to this one, this is connected to this one, another carbon, this is connected to this one. So there is only one valency left, that is hydrogen. So I can say this species is stable only via 1 alpha hydrogen. So that's why this is more stable than this one and this is more stable than this one. Clear? So let us look at alkene example. You are given 2 alkenes and asking you which one is more stable. So I can do the same application. So CH double bond CH2 and CH3. If it is given like this, what I will do here is I will do a polarization in such a way that carbon with positive charge will come here and you have CH2 minus here. Now look at here, carbon with the positive charge here, nearby carbon has 3 alpha hydrogen. So here no alpha carbon, so this is not an alpha hydrogen. So this structure is stable by 3 alpha hydrogen. Now look at the next one, CH2 double bond CH2. Now this is polarizing, so this will become CH2 plus and this is CH2 minus. So this carbon does not have any alpha carbon nearby, so this is less stable. So I can say this is more stable than this one. This alkene is more stable than this alkene. Okay. So the stability order of alkenes is mentioned here. Each one you can see. So I will take one example here, CH3, C, here CH3, then you have a double bond, C, here also CH3, and here also CH3. So here, first of all, let's take this carbon atom as the central atom. So this is polarizing, means this will be positive charge and this will be negative charge. Now look at here, near to this one, 3 alpha, another 3 alpha. So 6 alpha hydrogen is stabilizing this one. Now let us take the other one. Okay, so other one means if it is polarizing in the other way. If it is polarizing it in the other way, here positive charge will come. So this is alpha carbon, so 3 alpha here, another 3 alpha here. So this is also stable by 6 alpha. So totally I can say 12 alpha hydrogen is making this compound stable. So here 12 alpha hydrogen. Here if you see 3 plus 3 6 plus 3 9 alpha hydrogen. That's why this is more stable than this one. Here also 3 plus 3 6 alpha hydrogen. 6 alpha hydrogen. Here you see 3 plus 3 6 only. But you can see here this one is on the same carbon atom. So here the repulsion is very high. So you can say these are on the same carbon atom. But here they are on the opposite carbon atom. That's why this one is more stable than this one. But this is also 6 alpha. Okay. Now here if you see this is trans. Okay. And this is cis. So we know that trans is more stable than cis. That is the reason why even though this has 6 alpha hydrogen, this is less stable than the trans. But whenever it comes on the same carbon atom, then this carbon acquires positive charge. There will be always 6 alpha hydrogen. That is why it is coming much before this one. Now here if you see only 3 alpha hydrogen. So this is more stable than this one. Here no alpha hydrogen. Clear? So this is basically also called Zaitsev rule. Whenever you have carbon, double bond carbon is there, and this carbon atom is substituted, that is hydrogen is replaced with a methyl group, then if more substitution is there, then that corresponding alkene is more stable through Zaitsev rule. That is all another rule you are learning in hydrocarbons. Okay, more substituted an alkene, more stable it is. So the last application, that is heat of hydrogenation. So heat of hydrogenation means the amount of heat or hydrogen you are adding to an alkene to convert that into a saturated compound. So it will liberate heat during this process, and this delta H is called heat of hydrogenation. So heat evolved when any unsaturated hydrocarbon is hydrogenated is called heat of hydrogenation. If alkene is more reactive towards hydrogen, then it will evolve more delta H. So simply speaking, if an alkene you have taken is reactive in nature, then it will have high delta H. Delta H will be very high. So that means if delta H is very high, means that alkene is less stable and more reactive. Okay, so you can say heat of hydrogenation is inversely proportional to stability of alkene. Correct? If heat of hydrogenation, and it will be directly proportional to what? Reactivity. Reactivity of alkene. So if somebody says that heat of hydrogenation of an alkene is very high, then I can say that its reactivity is very high. If reactivity is very high, then its stability will be very low. If somebody says that the heat of hydrogenation is very low, then I can say that alkene is very much stable. So if an alkene is very much stable, surely it will have more number of alpha hydrogen. Clear? This relation is very important. Okay. Now let us go to the last effect, that is the electromeric effect. Okay. Okay, now let's start electromeric effect. So first thing you should remember about electromeric effect, it is a temporary effect. Temporary effect. So until now we have learned about 4 effects. First one was inductive effect, that was a permanent effect. Then we learned about resonance effect, that is also a permanent effect. Then we learned hyperconjugation effect, that is also a permanent effect. And electromeric effect is the only temporary effect. So why it is called a temporary effect? Because here the complete transfer of a shared pair of pi electrons, okay, from one atom, not p electrons, pi electrons from one atom to another atom take place, but only in the presence of an attacking reagent. That is the reason why it is called a temporary effect or electromeric effect. So you will understand this with the example, and please understand this electromeric effect. Okay, this electromeric effect, it will happen only in the presence of an attacking reagent. We know there are 2 types of attacking reagent, electrophile and nucleophile. So only in their presence, this shifting of electrons or shifting of these pi electrons from one atom to another atom will take place. And this electromeric effect is further classified into 2. Okay, that is plus C effect and minus E effect. Let's see what is plus C effect and minus E effect. Okay, so first one we are going to describe here is the positive electromeric effect or plus C effect. So I have taken an example like an alkene here. Okay, we know that in an alkene, what is there is a pi bond is there, and that pi bond is highly reactive. So who will come near to this pi bond? Surely somebody who loves pi electrons. Who is that? An electrophile. Correct? So when an electrophile approaches this alkene, this pi bond has a tendency to shift either towards right or it has a tendency to shift towards left. So it will happen only in one direction, in that direction in which it is highly stable. That we can see through application. So here this tendency is called this tendency. So suppose we assume it is shifting towards the right. Then what will happen? You can see here C minus will come and here C plus will come. Now tell me where the electrophile will come and attack. Electrophile will attack at the negative charge. So it will come and attack here, and you will get something like C plus and C E here E. So you can see that the shifting of electrons happens to one atom. So here you can see this is the atom in which shifting of electron happens, and to the same atom this electrophile is attacking. In such a case we call this as positive E effect. So in this effect, the pi electrons, okay, of the multiple bond are transferred to that atom to which the reagent also gets attached. So if it is moving in this direction, then minus charge will come here. Then H plus E plus will come and join here only, because plus will attract with the negative. Suppose it is moving in this direction, then a negative charge will come here, then E plus will come and attack here only. So that means to which atom the pi electrons are moving, to that atom if the attacking reagent is attacking, then we call that as plus E effect. Now let's see the opposite one, that is negative electromagnetic effect or minus E effect. Okay, this is minus E effect, minus electromagnetic effect we are going to explain, or is called minus E effect. Okay, here I can take a different example, something like a carbonyl group, C double bond O. Now here you have an attacking reagent, that is Cn minus. Now we know that carbonyl group is highly polar, oxygen is more electronegative. So what will happen when this attacking reagent comes near to the carbon? This will polarize in such a way that oxygen will become minus. This will polarize, electron will move towards oxygen, and this will get positive charge. Now we know that Cn minus will attack only at the positive charge, so it will come here. So you will get Cn here and minus here and O minus. Now you can see here one thing. Electrons are shifting towards an atom. So here to which atom electrons are shifting? Towards the oxygen atom. But the attacking reagent is attacking at the other atom, that is the carbon. So such effect is called minus E effect. That means shifting of electron happens to one atom and the attacking reagent will attack the another atom. So such type of effect is called minus E effect. Clear? So I hope with this almost all effects are over. This is a temporary effect. I can say one example for this one. For example, the reactions of alkenes. Okay, reactions of aldehydes is an example of minus E effect. Okay, for example, let's say an addition reaction of aldehyde. For example, CH3, C double bond O H. Now this is being treated with the HCN, hydrogen cyanide. We know this will split it up, H plus and Cn minus. And we know that here oxygen being more electronegative, so this will polarize like O minus and this will become plus charge when who comes? Cn minus comes. And many will ask a doubt here, sir, why don't the H plus first come and attack O minus? It's not possible. Why? Because oxygen has already 2 lone pairs, okay, and there is a pair of electrons here, so 2, 4, 6 and already a minus charge, so totally octet is complete. So that's why cyanide will come and attack here, because carbon has only 6 electrons present. So it will come and attack and you will get CH3, Cn, and you have hydrogen and here O minus. In the next step only H plus will come and attack. So you will get CH3, okay, COH, Cn and H. This is cyanohydrin. So we can say when nucleophile when comes attacks here, this will polarize in such a way that electrons shifted towards one atom, oxygen, but the reagent or the nucleophile attacked at the other carbon atom. Such effect is called minus E effect. Now the same thing we have seen in the example of alkenes also. Clear? That is in plus E effect. So addition reaction of alkene, I can say addition reaction of alkene. Addition reaction of alkene is an example of what effect? Plus E effect. I can say addition reaction, okay, addition reaction of aldehydes is an example of what? It is an example of minus E effect. Okay, so with this is complete. Reaction mechanism, everything is complete. Thank you.